Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson show live watch along. It is the second one-day international, T20 international. Getting ahead of myself there. T20 international between Australia and India, coming to you from the MCG, and we are certainly looking forward to it. And a much better encounter. Hopefully, the weather much clearer, much finer, and we can get a match on. Unlike our game on. What was that? Wednesday night, the first match of the series only 2 nights ago. It feels like a lifetime ago. We've done some basketball. I dropped another episode since then. Of course, this is your first time tuning in and watching us on the Chris McPherson Show. Make sure you hit subscribe, and you can hit the notification bell there as well on YouTube, and you'll be able to keep up to date with all of the content we're dropping for you as we go forward from here. We're looking to cover all of the series as well as it continues on. 5 matches of T20s, Australia and India, 2 of the powerhouses, the top 2 sides in T20 cricket rankings at the moment. And look, the first game got off to a pretty flying start on Wednesday night. So looking forward to seeing something similar happening this weekend with the 2 games, both the second and third T20 internationals tonight and Sunday night. Sunday will be from Bellerive Oval in Hobart, or whatever moniker it's going by these days. Sponsors always paying the bills, keeping the lights on, so to speak. But tonight it is the MCG, one of the grandest venues in world sport. So looking forward to seeing that. So let us know in the comments where you're watching from and who you're going for, what your tips and thoughts are. Australia have won the toss. They've elected to field. Both teams wearing black armbands as well in tribute of youngster Ben Austin, who passed away after that tragic accident in the cricketing nets where he's hitting the neck with a cricket ball. So our thoughts are with his family, teammates, clubmates, friends. So all set. Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill to open the batting for India. Looking forward to this. Sharma, we saw already, make sure he uses his feet early and try and get down the pitch to it. The Australians had a little bit of success against him, just getting the ball across him, making sure it's not coming back into him. He'll look to go from shoulder in that mid-wicket to deep square leg sort of range. Shubman Gill on the other side, he likes to play the spin, so we'll see how much spin he gets early. You'll have to see off the pace attack. He's got a fair strike rate in T20s of being found out LBW, so not far away now for the start of this match. As I said, if you're tuning in, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. It's great to have you all with us. MCG looking an absolute picture, as almost always. Surprise, surprise. Josh Hazlewood will be the man to open the bowling for Australia. Nice and economical usually in those opening few overs. Plenty of sport on tonight in Australia, certainly alone. We've got NBL basketball, the A-League women's season getting underway as well, the WNBL, it's all happening. So one thing that's not happening is the Australian women's cricket team after they were knocked out by the men's opponent tonight, India, in last night's Women's World Cup semi-final. We're underway here. Hazlewood into Gill. Squares him up nicely, and he's gone. Shubman Gill, first ball. Will he review it? It looked like it might have been tailing away a little. We'll have a meeting mid-pitch with Abhishek Sharma. Tell you what, have they reviewed that? I think they might have. As it stands live, though, 1 for none. DRS, absolutely no bat in it. Missed it by miles. Hit just on the top of the knee roll. Sneeko shows clearly no bat involved. Nothing to worry about there. It's well clear. Definitely pad inside of the front leg. Just 2/3 of a stride outside his crease. Wicket missing. Does tail away and too high. Would have missed leg stump by an inch, but it looks like it's a good 6 inches over the stumps. So a little bit more bounce there than the umpire adjudged. Josh Hazlewood shaking his head. He can't believe it. Shubman Gill gets a lifeline. Looked pretty good live, but DRS says otherwise. Hazlewood in again. Nearly gets the outside edge this time. Beats the bat. Two dot balls to start. Not quite a wicket, but a wonderful start nonetheless. Just squeezed him up there. And he comes again. Third delivery. Gill tries to get forward at that. Takes a big hack across the line, and that's collected him just to his right-hand side of his badge, I think. I don't know whether it got any bat or not. Will be another dot ball. It was sharp. It wasn't super short. It just dropped just short of a length and really kicked up. No bat in it. Almost badged him just to the right of the Indian flag and the BCCI logo. A little higher than the BCCI logo, right next to that Indian flag. So they're out giving him the checks that come with all of this. Three dot balls to start for Josh Hazlewood, the spearhead of the Aussie attack. First time jumping on one of our watch-alongs, make sure to let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And, of course, hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to check out some more of our content, you can find us on most social media platforms, but predominantly Instagram and TikTok at The Chris Mack Show. At the moment, Shubman Gill just getting some checks from medical staff. Just the one change in these two lineups from Wednesday night. Matt Short came in for the Aussies for Josh Felipe. Active fielder, similar to Felipe, but probably similar with the bat, but gives that extra bowling option here on an MCG wicket. You can understand how seriously this has been taken, especially in light of the context of this week and the armbands that are being worn. But the good news is Gill is okay and Hazlewood's in again. Just defending. Prodding out onto the offside is Gill. No run to be had. 4 dot balls in a row to start for Australia. This is a great start from the Hoff. Sharma at the non-striker's end. Abhishek Sharma, 26 games, nearly 900 runs, average of 36 in T20s. Comes Hazelwood in again. Good length. Defended out square on the offside by Gill. 5 dot balls in a row. Hazelwood extends the streak. Should be Gill leading the way in all formats of cricket run scoring this year by some distance. 1,633 runs so far this year. So it's 250 clear of the next best. And 256 clear of Joe Root in third. That is quite an effort. Joe Root's in pretty good form as well. Gill, this time, pops one out just into the covers. I'll take the quick single, and that gets them off the mark to close out the first over. So they are none for one. They've gone with the traditional international scoring system for the scoreboard to cater to our international viewers. Let us know if you are watching from, we're in Australia, but let us know if you're watching from somewhere else or somewhere in Australia. Love to have you in the comments. Let us know. Who's going to win? Who's going to be the top scorer? Who's going to take the wickets? Love your thoughts early. Make the call now so you got your bragging rights later. And again, like Wednesday night, it'll be Xavier Bartlett. Siobhan, that would depend on where you are based, my friend. Squeezed out square on the offside from from Gill again. Sorry. Where are you based, mate? That would be the best way for me to try and help. What country are you in? If you're in Australia, you can watch it on Fox Sports or KO. In America, I would suggest you would need to have there's a cricket channel over there, and I would suggest they would normally have the rights to it. It is escaping me, but I'll work that out for you as Bartlett comes in for his second delivery. Cut through the point region. Ellis is in pursuit. He'll cut it off before the rope. They'll get back for 2. Will they get a third? Yes, they will. 3 runs to Gill. And Abhishek Sharma will now face his first delivery in a moment. So it's called Willow. That's the 24/7 one. That's the only one I know that you can definitely watch it on. Free app you can watch it on. I don't know if there's any, mate. You might have to find some VPN-related solutions. I'm not going to encourage that, but if that's what you want to do, that would be my suggestion. I don't know about free apps. We might have called a run short here, did we? No, he's definitely got over. Just got the tip of his bat past, just enough. Barest of margins. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know of any free apps you can watch it on, mate, especially in the US. You might have to go and search the depths of Reddit or something like that to find something. Sorry, I can't be of more assistance, my friend. Bartlett in again. His third delivery. Abhishek just takes a step, hacks it into the mid-wicket region. Hazel will come round and keep it to 2. And Bartlett coming into Abhishek. He absolutely smokes that. 4 to cover. First boundary of the match. Abhishek Sharma, 6 from 2 deliveries, not mucking about. Good to have you tuning in. If you are, that ball just too full from Bartlett. He tried to roll the fingers over it and take the pace off it, but didn't really maintain his length. He knew straight away Abhishek just stepped forward and carved that 4 to cover. Catchable height, but it was right through the middle of the gap. Expensive one for Bartlett to start with, and Sharma goes after him again, this time down the ground. That'll race away. Can they cut it off? Marsh does well. Keeps it just inside the rope. A little bit of confusion between he and David. Abhishek Sharma will get 2 more. 11 from the over. Just took a big stride down here. Cleared the front leg. Didn't get all of it. Sort of caught a bit of the leading edge. Just chips it back over the bowler. And Mitch Marsh at mid-on races down and reels it in. Bartlett in again. Sharma steps across the leg side, carves it deep over. Long off for 6 runs. This is a big over for the Indians. Gill was slow starting, but Sharma's picked up the pace. Abhishek Sharma, 14 of 4 deliveries. Moves India on to none for 18 at the end of the second over. Let's have a look with him. They might have actually called that as run short. So we're just going to go back and see if that was the case. No, it doesn't look like it. No, there we go, all up to date. So Gill back on strike to Hazelwood now. Hazelwood just the 1 run off the final ball of his first over. Pushed it a bit wider, and it's just feathered fumble in the slips, though. That's not ideal. I will keep it to 1, though. Gill moves on to 5. You have to think after what we saw the other night, they'll be chasing 9 and over here as the target score, at least in the power play, 9 to 10. Get the runs up early. Hazelwood's getting the pace up, starting to creep up towards 140. And he comes again to Sharma. Sharma steps away and just keeps that line just outside off. Dot ball. I think that's the first dot ball that Abhishek Sharma's faced. Again, good to have you on if you're watching. Make sure you let us know where you're watching from. Keep you up to date with all the action for those that can't tune in and watch the action live, or if you just want some company while you're watching along. Might need to queue it up a little bit. Generally with this stream, we're a second or 2 behind. So half to a third of a delivery. Hazelwood in again. 4 ball. Sharma just paddles that round on the leg side and he'll take a single. Played this well. Just does what he does. Likes to get forward. Just took half a step to get there and just paddle it just backward off square on the leg side. Hazelwood in again. Carved through the air and taken. Mitch Marsh treading back. Shubman Gill. He got a lifeline early. He won't get another one. India are 1 for 20 after 2.4 overs. And Gill departs. Just didn't quite get all of that one and just spooned it. I thought he'd carved it into the outfield, but didn't quite get enough power on the shot. So he just heads back to the dugout. 5 from 10 deliveries. Faced 7 dot balls out of those. He was really tied up in that first over from Hazelwood, and Hazelwood had his measure again here. Just tried to play that inside out and didn't get it anywhere near enough power. Mitch Marsh just retreated just outside the ring, took the catch. And you'd expect that we'll see Surya Kumar Yadav come to the crease, which is a very explosive pairing for the Indians. What are we going to see here? Mitchmarsh, nice and calm, taking that catch. Relative ease. And it is Sky, Surya Kumar Yadav. Is it? No, Sanju Samson is what we're seeing. Is that right? A little bit of a change of pace. Thought for all money, Yadav would have come out, but obviously they've seen reason to escalate Samson. He likes if the spinners give it any air, he'll get after them once they come on. That is one thing we know. A little bit of a wild card move here, considering they've got Tilak Varma, Surya Kumar Yadav. Just maybe they want to see off a little bit more of Hazelwood before they send those two out here on this MCG deck that seems to be showing a little bit of bounce and move. Here comes Hazelwood. 2 to come in his over, 2 legal deliveries to come. Samson on strike. Aggressively carves out over the fielders at gully and point. And it's going to pull up. The outfield slows. And they'll take 2. Samson off the mark. 2 from his first delivery. Samson now on strike again. The final delivery of Hazelwood's second over, the third over of the match. 1 for 22. Again, tries to give him space, but he just gets in under the line of this one, doesn't get hold of it. It'll be a dot ball to finish. Josh Hazelwood, 2 overs, 1 for 5. That is very nice figures. India, 1 for 22. Will we see another over from Bartlett now? Will they change it up? Midway through the power play. Australia slightly the advantage, but not too crazy of an upper hand just yet. Australia did come into the game as slight favourites. Nathan Ellis, first change of the bowling. Just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. And if you haven't joined us before, make sure to hit subscribe down below. We'd love to have you on board. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the T20 series. Oh, Ellis squeezes one through. They're going to get away with a hurried single here for Sharma. And then dodge some overthrows. But Ellis has pulled up a little ginger there. Keep an eye on that. Just slipped and lost his footing in his delivery stride. And Sharma just squeezed that through off the inside edge. Missed his leg stump somehow. Like a little French cut. He's all right, Nathan Ellis. Watch for him with those changes of pace. They almost his stock ball, the back of the hand slow ball. Now it'll be Ellis into Samson. Beats the bat again, the outside edge, just bowling sort of a 5th to 6th stump line. Crucial dot ball, they all stack up. Likes the back of the hand slow ball. He'll use plenty of that. He'll try and use a full length. He'll vary his width with the Yorkers. He's also got quite a handy off cutter as well that he can utilise. So full bag of tricks does Nathan Ellis when he can back himself. He had a bit of trouble late in the first game of what was played. He's just struggling with grip. He just has to balk at the top of his mark there. Here he comes now. Third delivery of his over. Ellis in. Gets through. Hits the pad. Yes, he does. Sampson sent back. That one's plumb. Looked like it was going to crash into off, maybe middle and off. Sampson's going to ask Abhishek Sharma if there was maybe some issues with height. He is going to review it. So Ellis has bowled to Sampson twice before and got him out both times. Everywhere's a safe space for you to have your views on Mitch Marsh. Who do you want to be captain instead? It's actually hitting on the back leg above the pad. Is it just clipped the top of the pad maybe? It looks like it's clipped the top of the pad. Height will be the only question. Could they get a second lifeline here? They will not get a second lifeline. All red lights. The umpire's finger goes up and the second wicket is gone. The gamble to play Sanju Sampson at first drop has not paid off. India now 2 for 23, midway through the fourth over. Now we'll see, is it Tilak Varma or is it Surya Kumar Yadav coming in? Travis Head, well, with a mustache like that, he's the closest thing to David Boone we've got, so I can't argue with your logic. Very hard to argue with your logic. There's Surya Kumar Yadav coming in. As I said just before, when we thought he was coming in, very explosive batsman. Played nearly 100 T20s for India. Loves it if you want to bowl on his legs. Loves it if you give him pace. He'll use that pace and give it back to you double speed. He's got strengths and skills against pretty much anyone that they want to send at him bowling-wise. But in the meantime, Nathan Ellis, Sanju Sampson is his bunny 3 times in 3 innings in T20s. Ellis in to Yadav. Just carves it out through point there. Wasn't exactly confident, but he'll get a quick single. And you move on to 24. Yadav gets off strike and gets off the mark. Ellis into Abhishek Sharma. And he just paddles this one shorter borders, pops it over backward square leg, and that'll run away for another 4 runs. Abhishek moves himself to 20 from 8 deliveries. Been a batting clinic from the opener so far. A smart batting, slower bouncer, and he'd come down the pitch and then realise he'd got right on the height he needed and just paddled it over the head of the fielder there. Full ball is on, carved out over cover. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, and trickles down to the rope. Another boundary. Sharma is absolutely smoking them. He's now to 24. India race their way to 32 from 4 overs. And despite a couple of early wickets, there is some resistance. So, yeah, at the end of the fourth over, 2 overs to come in the power play. And India 32 on the board for the loss of 2 wickets. Who holds the upper hand so far? You have to think on the surface of 2 wickets, the Aussies would be having their nose a little in front, but tell you what, there's not much between them as far as I said at the moment. I think Aussies slight favourites, but not by a great margin, especially with these two at the crease. Hazlewood in for a third over. Yadav drives square. Almost a cut cross drive, slightly angled bat. And a dot ball was stopped by Stoinis, well fielded at point. Hazlewood in again. And it's gone, oh, a juggle, almost a catch. Did he get some bat on that, Suyo Kumar Yadav? It was going down leg and, well, he just tried to feather it, but Josh Inglis got one hand to it, parried it up, couldn't quite take it on the regather. Let's have a look at the replay. Comes across, got some glove on it. Just a little bit of a glove. That would have been a third wicket for the Aussies. It was a tough chance. The rebound was even tougher, just outside the reach of Inglis, just enough, just a littlest of feathers off the second knuckle of the finger almost. He did well to parry it up, but just fell awkwardly for him. So a dot ball, and that would have been huge for the Aussies. Hazlewood gets straight through him, gets the inside edge. And this time, Inglis makes no mistake, and it's a very happy team. Third wicket in the power play. The dangerous Yadav is gone for 1 from 4 deliveries. It's a little bit of movement off the deck. But the outside edge in the end, it looked like it slid through him. Yadav just got cramped for room. The Aussies, they are celebrating. Josh Hazlewood 2 for 5 from 2.3 overs. This is some bowling from the spearhead. And Yadav. Wonderful delivery. Just straightens a bit back off the deck. Beats him. Got cramped up and just feathered an edge through. And Inglis, after the drop the ball before, has his chance for redemption immediately. And he takes it. Sonny Tilak Varma, the second ranked T20 batsman, third ranked T20 batsman in the world. He'll be on strike now to Josh Hazlewood. $11 dot balls from 15 deliveries so far for Hazlewood. Varma will love it if you get too full for him. Full and straight is absolutely in his wheelhouse. Hazlewood, what can he see? As I saying, Sharma and Varma, 1 and 3 in the T20 batting rankings. Gets 4, just defends in the end. He thought about trying to get aggressive. There's 8 balls left in the power play. This has been a great over from Hazlewood so far. He's 2 for 5 from 16 deliveries. Australia's top batsman is Travis Head at the moment in 6th, followed by Mitch Marsh in 10th. So your questions, JR, maybe that defends Mitch Marsh a little bit. Oh, that's been skied. Could he have another wicket here? They're coming around for the catch. Are they going to get there? Yes, he is. Inglis gets another one. He had a race outside the circle, almost round a gully. And he's got 2 wickets in 3 balls. Josh Hazlewood. Varma departs for a duck, a 2-ball duck. Hey, Harry, good to see you, mate. I'm going very well with this start for the Aussies. And India are 4 for 32. Things starting to fall apart. Snap meme, yeah, they are taking revenge for the women. But again, very early days. We've still got quite a way to come here. This Indian side will bat reasonably deep. They'll bat down to 8 or 9. And then the Aussies have got a fire. Watching Tilak Varma march off for a duck. I tell you what, that is a luscious head of hair the man is rocking. JR, you might want to get some pointers from him. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the final of the women's on Sunday, though, Snap Meme. Going to be a good game. There'll be a new champion in the women's T20, in the women's one-day format. Neither India nor South Africa have won before. India into their 3rd final. South Africa into their 1st. Well, they're stacked with all-rounders, India, and here comes one of them, Axar Patel. What can he do? I'll tell you what, he'll just want to get through this next delivery. He won't be one to get down the pitch. Yeah, you would be surprised. That was a world record chase, so I don't think many people were expecting it. I thought I was similar. We'd done a watch-along of the NBL last night where Brisbane blew away Cairns, and watched a little bit of cricket before I went to sleep, and it was good to see Phoebe Litchfield get going, and she got that century, which was wonderful. But yeah, hats off to India and Jemima Rodriguez. That's a story and a half. She got dropped earlier in the tournament. World Cups are usually good for one of these. Comeback stories. A home girl in her hometown, getting it done. Let's see what Hazlewood can do here. Can he nab a 4th? That would be something to close out his 3rd over. Axar just squeezes it wide of the slip cord, and then he'll get a single. He'll maintain the strike. And with 1 over to go in the power play, India 4 for 33, in quite a bit of trouble at the moment. Let's have a look at those wickets so far. First wicket to fall was Shub McGill at 1 for 20. He just paddled it down to mid-off, and Mitch Marsh retreated outside the circle to take it. Next to go was Sanju Samson, trapped in front by Nathan Ellis on the back leg. And Yadav was dropped on the 2nd ball of the 5th over. And just feathered one straight through off the outside edge to Josh Inglis on the next delivery. And then 2 balls later, Tilak Varma was caught after skying one and Inglis coming round. Snap meme. There's been 3 wickets in an over and a half for India. Not going well. Samson, Yadav, Varma all gone. Josh Hazlewood is what happened. There's a lot of football on, Harry. I did see that there was some postponements and delays with the storms in Sydney. Good news is it's clear in Melbourne. And Nathan Ellis is coming back into bowl. Just pushed down the ground. And a single off the first ball of the over. So that'll be the second ball of the over. I'm caught chatting there. Axar Patel off the mark. Yeah, you didn't get to see much of Samson, did you? It was a bit of a surprise elevation for him. And some would argue that it was the end result. But I actually like watching Sanju, but enjoy your studies, mate. Maybe come back and pop in and have a look as to how it's going a little bit later on after you've got what you need to done. Hopefully see you later on, and love to see you for a couple more of the games later in the series. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. For any of you that haven't, we'll be covering all 5 of the T20s, so make sure you hit subscribe and you'll get some and hit the bell as well. You get some notifications as to when we're going live. Good to have you all on joining us. Ellis, nice straight one, just prodded forward. A little bit of drop and run from Abhishek Sharma. Moves on to 25. India move on to 4 for 35. Yes, I am, mate. I am an Aussie. That's correct. I'm guessing for the fact you tuned in to watch Samson play that you might be Indian based, an Indian fan. Whereabouts in India are you? Let us know. Ellis in, just takes it away across. Patel, a half-hearted appeal, but there's nothing on that. Another dot ball for the Aussies. A little bit of an off-cutter there from Ellis. Crick Info's win predictor has Australia a 75% chance from here. Yeah, I don't think I'd be quite taking $4 about India at the moment. Well, strange things happen in T20. Yeah, that's fair enough if you're in the same part of the world. I just paddled around the corner by Patel. India move on to 4 for 36. Patel 3 from 5 so far. Last ball of the power play. What can Sharma do here? He's going to want to end this with a bang, you'd think. He's going to look for the boundary as the sun sets. The last of the natural light fades over Melbourne. And he comes, bowls it straight and full, and he just carves out over the offside. 2 bounces into the Toblerone. That'll be 4 more runs. Sharma moves on to 29. That's a good way to finish. But you feel like they've left a little in the bank there, unfortunately, with wickets falling and just 40 runs on the board. They're 4 for 40 at the end of the power play, India. A lot is going to fall onto the head of Abhishek Sharma. Wonderful start by Josh Hazlewood. 3 for 6 from his 3 overs so far. Let us know. Is there a path back for India from here? That's the question. Hazlewood's going to bowl out his allotment, and why not in the form he's in? Patel just prods that backward a point for a single. Moves himself onto 4. Sharma back on strike. Well to pick up that ball. That last over was really full. He's got himself space and dropped some of his weight back and carved it off the outside of the blade. Interesting to see now with the field out how Sharma goes about this. Is he just going to try and go hell for leather and see how many runs he can put on? Carves it, beats a diving Inglis, and that'll race away for 4. No slips there. First boundary coming off the bowling of Hazlewood. Abhishek Sharma moves on to 33. India move on to 45. And you can see the disappointment on Josh Hazlewood's face. Just got just enough. Only missed Inglis by a matter of a couple of inches. He reacted well and got down low to it, but just couldn't get there. Would have been an outstanding catch if he had taken that. Expected score from here. I'll come back to you after this delivery. Just drop and run. It just squeezes out towards the wicketkeeper. That's going to be a bye. Leg bye, sorry. I would suggest India would want to be still targeting around about another 100 or so runs, I think. But they really want to get to 160 here, but 140 or so is probably where I think they'll end up if the batters, these all-rounders, can carry their bats a little bit. Sharma's going to need to score probably 80, 85 for them to get past 150. If he can sort of put on 85, if he can have partners go with him and just turn the strike over to him. Yeah, it's not that big in this day and age, but you got to remember the MCG is a massive ground as well. So trying to hit boundaries there isn't always easy. Dot ball. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I think 160 is what they're going to need to compete. I expect them to end up somewhere between sort of 140 and 150, though, the way they're going. Hazelwood 3 for 12 from 3.4 overs. 6 of those runs have come off this over. He's going to bowl to Axar Patel. Slip comes in. Hazelwood in. Back of a length. Outside off. Jagging back at Patel. He thinks about trying to run a quick single. But Stoinis comes in. And jumps on it. Yeah, no, this one's definitely a T20, mate. I get what you're saying now. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, if they get 150, it's probably not a bad effort from where they were. Yeah, and it's just, the question is, where do the runs come from outside of Abhishek Sharma, because they've got Dubey, then Harshit Rana to come in. Not a huge amount of batting, a little bit, but not a huge amount. I thought they had a little bit more in terms of batting depth to come. This one prodded down to mid-off. I'll get another single here. Axar moves on to 5. And Hazelwood finishes his spell 3 for 13 from 4 overs. What a spell from the big quick. Got some very key wickets as well. Gill, Yadav, Varma. Three of the most damaging batsmen in world cricket. Now, means Hazelwood's the second leading wicket taker. Oh, dropped, caught and bowled chance. That was coming back at him quick from Patel. Bartlett couldn't quite take it. That is a good effort. He saved runs, but would have loved the catch, and that would have had them in all sorts of trouble. Dear, oh dear. A chance. That's the second chance they've had. Last time they followed it straight up with a wicket. He got a hand to it. Probably should have taken it in the end, Bartlett. Patel just having real trouble getting going here. Another dot ball. Just took a swat at that. The second ball, the over. Yeah, I agree. 150 would be an achievement, mate. So we'll see. Tell you what, if Axar Patel hogs up too much of the strike, they might not even make 100 at this rate. They're currently going at 6.4 and over. Patel. Facing up. Needs to get some bat on this and find some space. Plenty of space on the leg side. Carves it onto the offside, out into the deep. They'll run at least 2 here. It's going to slow up. Are they going to cut it off from the boundary? They are. I'll come back for a third. Axar Patel finally gets some run. Dives in, just makes it. Or is it just 2 runs? Has he not made it? Thought they were going for a third here. Patel looks like he's hurt himself, maybe going back. Let's have a look at the replay here. He might be in a bit of trouble, I think. Inglis, a big agricultural sweep, and yeah, he's a run out here. Oh, he's had a bit of a fumble, but he's still got him. Patel, a big dive going back. Dear, oh dear, things get worse for India. He got 2 runs, but he's been run out. India now 5 for 49. All sorts of trouble. 150 would be a massive achievement from this stage. They are running out of wickets. Abhishek Sharma is running out of partners. Took 2. And Patel came running back, and Abhishek sent him. He slipped. That's what's cost him. It was an awkward bounce for Inglis. He did well in the end. Big throw in from the deep. Long off. Inglis had to take it above head height and then sweep it back around and just got him short of his ground. Put the dive in there, Patel, but he is gone for 7. Looks like Harshit Rana has been elevated up the batting order now. They are looking for some sort of magic solution, and will it be Harshit Rana? David Bartlett gets 2 runs to his bowling. Very expensive first over for him. Patel, well short of his ground in the end. Abhishek Sharma called it right. He was never making it down there. Fried, cooked and barbecued. Sounds like a good afternoon, but not when you're a batting team. Dot ball for Rana. 7.4 overs gone. 5 for 49. 6.4 the current run rate. 6.4, that tallies up to 128. And they've got to get through all 20 overs. Does that mean they are in big trouble, my friend? Absolute big trouble. As you said, fried, cooked and barbecued, all of the above. Tuning in for the first time, I'd love it if you hit subscribe. Another dot ball. Xavier Bartlett went for 17 off his first over. Just 2 of 5 deliveries so far in this second one. Harshit Rana, the number 7. Dear, oh dear. What can they do here? They're going to need something big. Sharma's going to have to do something. And Rana pushes it out. And I'm not sure if that's a good result in the end. Gets a single out to point. And he will maintain the strike. And at the end of the 8th over, the 50 comes up. 6.25 and over from the first 8 overs and 5 wickets gone. India in all sorts of trouble. Rana will be on strike here. It'll be interesting to see if Australia starts to go to spin or whether they're going to keep up this pace attack and just try and blast India out. They do, of course, still have Stoinis. I was getting ahead of myself there. As a pace option, and that's exactly where they go. A few more people jumping on. Let us know where you're watching from. If you haven't joined us before, then hit subscribe. Keep you up to date. We're going to be bringing you all 5 of the T20s in watch-along fashion. Got some co-hosts along for a couple of the others. No one was available to hang out with me tonight, so I'm flying solo. So thank you for tuning into the Chris McPherson Show. If you want to keep up to date with some of our other content, you can find us at the Chris Mac Show on all your social media platforms. As Stoinis comes into Rana, Rana prods it out into the covers. He'll take a quick single. It's just pushed down there by the fielder. Now Abhishek Sharma will come back on strike. A little bit of discrepancy on the scorecards here. Let's have a bit of a look. Yeah. Throwing this into Abhishek Sharma. Prods it for a single. Sharma moves on to 34. India to 52. 2 singles off the first 2 balls of Stoinis' over. Stoinis in again to Rana. Again, just a prodded single, this time backward a square. The fine leg fielder in Hazelwood will come in and cut that off, keep it to 1. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Snap means being very active in the comments. Loving having you, keeping us company here. Sharma, again, just prods this one. Down in the mid-wicket. There's no one fielding there. Stoinis has to field of his own bowling. And they just take the single. They thought about coming back for 2, but saw what happened last time. They had a bit of miscommunication in that situation. So Sharma moves on to 35. And Rana will be back on strike. India 5 for 54. Sharma, the lifeblood of this innings. Scored more than 60% of their runs. Rana skies this one. It's going to fall safely out in the square leg region. Ellis comes in and will keep it to a single. Far from textbook, but another run nonetheless. This is a catastrophe so far for India. 5 wickets gone for 52 runs, and Rana playing cross-bat shots like that where he's skying top edges. Fortunately, there's a lot of space out there on the MCG. Here comes Stoinis again. This time Sharma paddles it round the corner. David comes in and fields it, and again, just a single. 6 singles from the over. And India are 5 for 56 after 9 overs. The wickets that have fallen so far. Shubman Gill caught Mitch Marsh, bowled Josh Hazlewood after 2.4 overs, 1 for 20. 5 balls later, Sanju Sampson was trapped in front by Nathan Ellis. It was 2 for 23. Another over later, or actually another 5 balls later, Surya Kumar Yadav was dropped by Josh Inglis, and then the following ball, he was taken on the offside by the keeper, just feathering it through from the bowling of Josh Hazlewood. And another 2 deliveries later, still with no further runs added, Tilak Varma departed. Again, caught behind by Josh Inglis off the bowling of Hazlewood. This time, Inglis running around to the gully region. You see Mitch Owen coming on a bowl now. And we had Axar Patel run out for 7 from 12 deliveries. Abhishek carves him backward of square, 1 bounce and into the Toblerone. It's been a little while between boundaries. But Sharma takes himself to 40. Moves India into the 60s. He's got 2/3 of their score so far. 40 out of 60 runs. He is absolutely doing the lion's share. Needs to do something Glenn Maxwell in the World Cup-esque to right this ship. Owen in again. Seam up. Down the leg side, just pushed around the corner. Hazelwood trying to cut it off, and they will just take a single this time. Hashit Rana will be on strike. 6 falls already and 1-6 for Abhishek Sharma. He's really making light work of the fuller deliveries. Excuse me. Oh, what have we done there? Little glitch in the scoreboard. There we go, we'll fix that. Wide from Owen. Apologies, not sure how long that was there for. A few deliveries at least. Let us know what you think India can get to from here. Owen in again. This one's just prodded out in the cover where Matt Short fields it, a dot ball. Here comes Owen to Rana. Open stance, he slashes. Cuts that away just behind point. The fielder will race round in Ellis, and Inglis can't quite bring it to heel. 2 runs to Rana, 2 runs to India. Rana on to 6. India moves to 5 for 64. Owen in again, 2 deliveries to come in the over. Rana, the bounce surprises him. Inglis will track that down as it pushes out into the gully. Just a single. Sharma will go on strike. Really squeeze him up for space. It actually ended up coming off his shoulder. Top of the tricep almost. Sharma goes aerial. Backward of square, and that'll go for another 4 runs. There's you on to 45. India now 5 for 69 at the midpoint of their innings. It was beautifully carved. 3 bounces into the rope, as you will. We'll call it the rope, and 12 off that over from Owen. Showing a real reluctance to bring on any spin here. Obviously not a lot of turn in the deck. 10 overs gone. Abhishek Sharma, 45 from 19, striking at 237. Good to have those of you who've joined us. Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Just as I've said that they're reluctant to bring in spin, they bring Matt Kuhneman on. And that's why I'm not a cricket coach. That amongst a lot of other reasons. But we'll use that one. That'll do for now. So Kuhneman in Tirana. Just darts it in. Maybe just a touch short of a length, but Rana just prods it out into the covers. Dot ball. Good start from Kuhneman. Now, Floats the arm ball. Traps his pad, but he's well outside the line of leg. Another dot ball, though, crucial. Abhishek Sharma just going down and giving his all-rounder some reinforcement. Hard to say that he's an all-rounder. He's only played 5 matches and only batted a few times, and he's never actually been out Harshit Rana. I think this might actually be the second time that he's batted, so Kuhneman comes in again. Rana, and he slices that one somehow between the gully and the backward point fielder, and it'll just beat Hazelwood for 4 runs. As they say, they don't draw pictures on the scoreboard. And he moves the total on to 73. He takes himself into double figures and knocking on the door of his highest score. Noting, as I said, I think he's only batted once before in T20 Internationals. I'll have a look at his T20 stats with the bat. Well, he averages 12, but he's only played 42 T20s and only had 11 innings, so not a lot of batting. As Kuhneman fields off his own bowling. First class batting average of 31. List A about 12. So he does have a first class century and 2 first class 50s to his name. And knows which end of the bat to hold. Kuhneman in for the last ball of his over. And Rana will just paddle that down the ground to mid-on. Take himself to 12 off 15 and close out and over. Well, they took 6 from it. Not ideal, but better than losing wickets at this point. Sharma needs to find himself some more of the strike, I think. If you're just joining us, let us know where you're tuning in from, anywhere around the world. We'd love to hear from you. Get involved in the comments. Let us know. India, any chance? They've sort of steered it back a little bit. A little bit of recovery. It was a lot worse before, but as I said, Abhishek Sharma certainly needs some of the strike. And if you are joining us for the first time, as we see Marcus Stoinis coming on for his second over. He went for 6 singles off his first over. Make sure you hit subscribe. Hit the bell down below as well. Notifications when we're going live. That one just feathered and beats diving Inglis off the fingertips. Travis Head will run round and keep it to a single. Rana turns over the strike, which is a good outcome for India. Rana's moved on to 13. The side moves to 5 for 75. 11.1 overs gone. Just got that off the glove. Inglis got a hand to it. Yep. Half a hand to it. Not sure if he did get much on it, if anything. Oh, I'll get a single. Now Stoinis into Abhishek Sharma. Back of the length. Sharma aggressively cuts it forward of point where it's reeled in just outside the circle. He'll get a single. Closes in on another half century. Rana drives this one down. Mitch Marshall fielded at mid-off. Rana will get another single. Earlier, first ball of the over was judged a bye. Just an update as well. We just settled out some accounting errors. Abhishek Sharma actually on 47. That was an earlier one that was thought to be a bye by the scorers, but it's been updated. 47 off 20. That one just trailed down the legs. He'll paddle that round the corner. Won't quite get to the boundary. Can they get back for 2? I think they'll just take the single. That was falling outside leg, and he just clipped it in the air. Moves himself onto 48. Team moves to 78. 2 balls to come in the 12th over. If they maintain this current run rate, 134. If they can up it to 8 and over, 145 from here. With 50 legal deliveries to come. Salinas in again. Again, strays onto the legs. Harsh at Rana. Paddles it round in front of a diving Travis Head. It just comes off his hand. That'll be 4 runs. Another boundary for Harsh at Rana. And Rana goes to his highest score in T20 international cricket. And India moved to 5 for 82. This is starting to look much more respectable for the Indians. Salinas in again. Short ball and just beats Rana, but it's been adjudged a wide. I wonder if that was wide on a height or wide on line. Either way, you'll have to bowl it again. I think they're going to say it was a wide on line. 1.9 metres at the stumps. Maybe it was just the height. Either way, here he comes again. Straight, squares up Rana, dot ball. 12 overs gone. And that'll change the strike over to Abhishek Sharma. Closing in on another half century in T20 internationals. India 5 for 83 off 12. They've got that run rate up to almost 7 now. 9 off that over. Ashit Rana and Abhishek Sharma needing new gloves. Cricinfo WinViz 66% for Australia now. It's a fair turnaround from, I think it must have got out to about 78 or 79% before. After that last wicket. Big thanks to all of you who are joining us for this live watch along of the second T20 International between Australia and India on the Chris McPherson Show channel. We're looking to bring you all 5 of the T20 matches in this series. As the summer starts to build. Looking forward to the Ashes a little later in the summer. Not that far away now. But we do have this white ball series to get through first. Of course, the English over in New Zealand at the moment. The Women's World Cup going on as well. The final on Sunday. Looking forward to South Africa versus India. Would have much preferred it was South Africa versus Australia, but you can't have it all. Umpires just encouraging the Indians to move things along. I think we're almost good to go again. Matt Kuhneman will come on to bowl his second over. His partnership now up to 34 runs, which is positive. Kuhneman to Abhishek. This could be interesting to watch. The big hitting Indian opener look to go. Aerial and deep. India 5 for 83. Kuhneman full. Abhishek just prods it down the ground. Rana has to take evasive action to skip over the ball. And Abhishek comes within 1 run of another half century. Rana will be on strike, however. 17 off 19 so far. Sliding down in this chair. Kuhneman now to Harshit Rana. Does he try and take him on length? That off stump. Just punches it out into the covers. Beats the dive from short. Think about coming back for a two. Decide better of it. Another single to the tally. Now 5 for 85. Abhishek on strike. Within one blow of half century. Sharma just looking around, working out where the gaps are in the field. Wide ball. Sharma just carves that out through point. There's a half century. Rana says one will be fine. 33rd time that Sharma has passed 50 in T20 Internationals. 7 of those times he's gone on to score a century. Averaging 38.25. So actually that's in T20s altogether. This is his 6th 50 in T20 Internationals. I was getting a bit carried away there, I was going to say. 6 50s, 2 100s in 24 innings. That's a pretty good strike rate. Carves it there again. This time Rana. That's going to beat the diving fielder. Another 4 runs. Let's find it out a little bit wide there. And Rana just past the diving Travis Head. Carves it for 4 more runs. India move on to 90. Partnership now up to 41 from 31 balls. Goes again. Rana through a gap. There's a man in the deep there. He's going to pick it up and keep him to a single. Rana now 23 off 22 balls. Abhishek 50 from 23. On ball to come in this 13th over. 8 from the over so far. What can Sharma do? Can't quite afford to start freeing the arms just yet. Maybe just try and retain the strike. Get a 1 or a 3. Kuhneman in. Straight ball on the leg. Just paddles it round the corner. Fielder rushing in and they will keep that to 1. And at the end of the 13th over, India are 5 for 91. Abhishek Sharma has stolen the show so far today. More than half the team's runs. 7 4s, 1 6, and been reasonably conservative by his standards. As I was saying, just 26 T20 Internationals, 25th time of batting, 919 runs so far in his career. Quite phenomenal numbers for Sharma. Debuted in July last year. Well, Sharma's been squared up there by Ellis. I think he thought that was going to move a little bit, or he lost sight of it. Wasn't overly short, but a bit more pace on from Ellis. See him up, and it just short of a length. It sat up and got him on the glove. Nice delivery from Nathan Ellis. Ellis into Abhishek Sharma again. Short ball this time watched and paddled just behind square where he'll pick up a single. Nathan Ellis is calling some fielders in, waving some mad hand signals. I'm not sure if everyone understands. Guessing his teammates do. They said Harshit Rana, just the second time batting in a T20 International. Pushes this around. They'll try and make it back for two. They will get back for two. It's going to be tight. Go to the keeper's end. I think go to the bowler's end instead. Right decision. Almost got Sharma, but he was home. So Redding, last time he batted Harshit Rana, he got 13. Good news is, even if he gets out now, he'll have an average of 38. On par with the man at the other end. I'm doing what I can to try and manage his scoreboard at the moment, but he's having some moments. Ellis into Rana. Full ball, nice Yorker there from Ellis. A little bit of pace off. .38 legal deliveries to come. Good to have those of you who've just joined us with us. If you haven't before, make sure you hit subscribe down below. Hit the bell as well so you get notifications. Big thanks for joining. That's carved from the toe of the bat. They'll go the quick single. Gets home just Harshit Rana. Who's on to 26. Partnership now, 47 from 38. Remembering that they were 5 for 49 when these two came together. Rana elevated up to number 7. Hasn't been the prettiest at times, but it has done the job. 3 boundaries in his 26. And the man with the weight on his shoulders of this Indian innings, Abhishek Sharma, faces up to Nathan Ellis. 1 for 21 from 2.5 for Ellis. Sharma just caught up. Wanted the single to keep the strike, and Rana didn't want to run. So 5 for 96 after 14 overs. Abhishek Sharma 52 off 27. Harshit Rana 26 off 25. Looks like they're within striking distance of that 150 now. If they can go at 9 and over from here, that would get them bang on the 150. Let us know if you're just tuning in where you think India will finish up from here. See this partnership now. Knocking on the door, as I said, of a half-century stand. Which, when you look at it, means Rana's scored more of the runs here than Abhishek Sharma has, but also faced 2/3 of the deliveries of the partnership. Right on the wide line there. Rana backed away, so the umpire's not going to give him much. Stoinis in again. Stoinis so far. 14 from his first 2 overs. 6 from the first, 8 from the second. Inside the wide line. Just inside the wide line there on the offside. Short ball beats him. Rana thinks about a run. Stoinis' variety coming in handy here. 5 for 96 off 14.2. Short outside off that one, and Harshit tried to back away and flat bat it, but couldn't get hold of it. Now Abhishek Sharma will come down and have a little bit of a chat to his less experienced teammate. Stoinis at the top of his mark. Just making a little switch in the field. He's two batters, Sharma 25, Rana 23. Rana carves this one. Again out to the covers. Kernan will race round, but they'll get back for two. Well run by Sharma. Rana proving an adequate foil. Going to run a ball. As India close in on 100. It's been a good innings from the Australian bowlers as Rana looked like he wanted to try and put that into the next suburb or possibly out into the ocean miles beyond the MCG, but got none of it as he stepped across the line. Yeah, remember, Australia's still got a battle on this surface. Hasn't looked the easiest unless your name's Abhishek Sharma. But we know that Abhishek Sharma is one of the best, if not the best, T20 batter in the world at the moment. Just going to question when they put the foot on the accelerator. Harshit Rana hacks that across the line, and that's going to be 6 runs. That's 5 rows back into the crowd. Rana gets hold of one, gets his first maximum. Moves on to 34. India surpassed the 100 in the 15th over. They are 5 for 104 on 14.5. Short was outside off, and Rana just made room and hacked it flat across the line. Mows it down over long on, and that brings up the 50 stand as well as the 100 for the team. Stand off 44 balls. Well done. Now, he backs away again and just paddles this down to mid-off. Take a single, we'll maintain the strike, and we have 5 overs remaining. Rana has actually raced up to 35 from 31 deliveries. Really strong contribution here. Almost triple his previous score. The umpire just reminding the batters that this is not a drinks break. Much they're taking a stoppage. Just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. What are we going to see here? What's India going to finish on? How high can Sharma go? Abhishek Sharma, could he? I mean, I think 100 is pretty unlikely now. Maybe 75 or 80. I mean, if Sharma can face enough balls to get to 80, India could well and truly push towards the 150, if not 160. As we just see a replay of that 104 metres from Harshit Rana. Got plenty of power. Resorting to golf. Hello, mate. What do you think here? What's India going to get? 150? So Harshit Rana needs to give Abhishek Sharma some of the strike, I think. There's another dot ball. And he's going at striking at about 110, but it still feels a little bit light. Feels a little light. Yeah, 150 surely got to be the pass mark from here. Basically 9 and over. Oh, that doesn't help. Bartlett. Rana's got it on the toe, and that's going to be caught. In the deep, Tim David doesn't make a mistake. And Harshit Rana departs for 35 from 32. And now 6 for 105. Good knock from Rana. After a lot of much more credentialed batters couldn't do much. And there he falls in the deep, going for another 6. He got hold of one in the last over, just didn't quite get hold of that one. Found to the toe, and then picked out Tim David, who made no mistake. 6 for 105. India, 35 off 33 deliveries for Harshit Rana. He certainly should hold his head high. More than likely going to be the second highest run scorer for his team for a man who's only batted once before in T20 internationals, and he's now got an average of 48. So you take that. Average of 48. Had to get going. He couldn't keep wearing and chewing dot balls. And Shivam Doob will be out there now. What we see here from Doob. Pressure on here. Feathers it for 4. Good start. Second ball, and he comes. Feathered, good ball, and what a take by Inglis. 2 wickets for Bartlett here. Beautiful delivery from Bartlett, just cramps him for room. Inglis a diving catch up and away to his left. Dubé back to the dugout. Another wicket falls for India, and that 150 is looking a little nervy now. Might be a question of whether India can get through their overs. Kuldeep Yadav comes in at 9. 26 legal deliveries. Yadav averages 11.75. Only strikes at 76 is not what Indian fans want to be hearing right now. Let us know if you are tuning in from over in the subcontinent from India. Had a few of the Indian viewers getting into the comments earlier. Would love to hear where you're watching from and whether you think India are any real chance from here. What do they need to post to have any chance of competing? And Yadav just watches that away. Xavier Bartlett's figures looking much improved after this over. 2 wickets from this over, his third over. It was a wicket in one of his earlier overs, but it was from a run out. India now 7 for 109 from 15.5. Abhishek Sharma has carried his bat thus far, but the problem is we've had nearly 96 legal deliveries. He's faced 27. So essentially under a third. A wide ball, that's carved away by Yadav. Bit of a tough throw for Inglis. He manages to trap it. And Abhishek Sharma's had enough of not striking and has sent Kuldeep Yadav back. No single taken there. So a dot ball to end the over. 7 for 109. I would think that would suggest that our man, the number 1 T20 batter in the world, Abhishek Sharma, is 77 ranking points clear of the next person. To put that in perspective, there is no one else that holds more than a 40-point gap on the next person further down in the rankings. So Phil Salt, number 2. Tilak Varma, his teammate, number 3. Patham Nasanka from Sri Lanka 4. Again, to put it in perspective, he is almost 150 points clear of Patham Nissanka in 4th. That's how dominant Abhishek Sharma has been. Sharma carves this. They're going to try and force 2 here. Just a single. Good fielding from Australia. Can't get 2 off that first ball of Stoinis' final over. Moving on to 110, but they'll get Yadav on strike now, the Australians. Abhishek needs to get some strike. If out of these last 29 balls, Abhishek can face 16 or 17 of them, I think he could realistically add another probably 40. Could actually knock on the door of a century if he could actually harvest the strike here, but Australia will do everything they can to stop that from happening. Kuldeep Yadav facing Stoinis. Prods it forward, it's stopped. They're not going to take the single. Dot ball. Dot ball, not ideal for India. Yadav now none from 3. Stoinis in again. Yadav gets forward, just hangs the bat out there. Doesn't get any contact. Another dot ball. Stoinis is full of pep and vigour. Jogging back to his mark. Current run rate, India. Tell you what, India 13 minutes behind here. It'll be interesting to see what's adjudged around this. A slow over rate. They should have been almost finished by now. Another dot wide outside the line. But not a wide, says umpire. You had to have 3 dot balls in a row. These are starting to add up for India. The right decision just inside the wide line when it passed the stumps. Kuldeep yet to score. None from 5. As I said, strikes at 76 so far in his career. Short ball and plugged. Well taken. He just had a hack at that. And it was easily cleaned up in the end. That's another wicket. 8 for 110. I'll check this to make sure that it was taken cleanly. It certainly was. Sean Abbott takes it well. Marcus Stoinis gets his first wicket with his penultimate delivery of the match. India now 8 for 110, and you have to feel that Abhishek Sharma might run out of partners here. And of course, Sean Abbott on as the substitute fielder. Have just short ball, reached outside the line and played it across. Abbott did well. Fielding there at almost silly mid-wicket. Just a short mid-wicket, diving forward inside the ring. So now it will be Varun. Chakravarthi to bat. Rods it forward, and last ball the over. Abhishek Sharma says, no, I'm not having any of that. You stay down that end. I want the strike to start this 18th over. 8 for 110, the Indians. They need something big here. Abhishek Sharma's just going to have to absolutely go berserk. Interesting to see the bowling options that Australia will go to. They've used 6 bowlers so far. Are they going to go back to Mitch Owen or Matt Kuhneman? They've got 1 each for Bartlett and Ellis that you feel would close out the innings. So this over here is going to be the key one. No, they're going to go with Bartlett now. They're going to try and use the wickets. If Bartlett and Ellis can take them before that over, I suppose. That is a smart manoeuvre. Bartlett in. Abhishek Sharma steps across the line, tries to paddle it over the keeper, and that's a dot ball. Bartlett followed him a little. He's got to try something here, Abhishek. Really needed more of the strike. 103 legal deliveries, and he's only faced 29. Just over a quarter of the deliveries His batting partners have carved up far too much of the strike. And again, slices this one out into the gap, through cover. That'll be 4 runs. That's better for India. Well played. A little too full. Slapped out into that gap in the covers, and they get another 4 runs. This time, steps across the line, bangs it round the corner, and that'll be 6 runs. Sharma showing his intent. Abhishek getting moving. Moves on to the 60s. Takes India to 120. Strike rate back above 200. There's a big hook. Fine leg was up, and Abhishek just gets across, and slower bouncer takes hold of it. Smashes it fine on the leg side, and it's almost taken in the front row of the crowd. This time just prods it down the ground. Will they be able to get back for 2? They will. Well run. Fielder just outside the circle, and Chakravarthi was off hard. He knew he had to be. Now, what do Australia do in the field? Big trouble here for India. Exactly right, resorting to golf. Pushed into the gap. I'll get back for 2. Abhishek Sharma's doing everything he can. Australia are now going to have to make sure they don't give up a single on this final ball. He's done really well taking to Bartlett here. He's taken 14 from the over. Uplifted them to 8 for 124. Still feel it's well short. It's adjusting some of the field, closing some of those gaps on the offside. He's going to have to go aerial over a fielder here or get creative. He goes straight down the ground, actually. The fielder's out on the leg side. Carved through the gap. That's well played. He'll take the single here. 15 from the over. Smart cricket from Abhishek Sharma. Retains the strike. And we'll face up for the 19th over. After seeing that, there is the slimmest of possibilities if he could maintain the strike for the final 2 overs, knowing that he'll get a look at either Owen or Kuhneman in one of these last 2 overs. You could see feasibly that they could find a way to 150 here, but he's got to get through Ellis. So, the midfielder's outside the circle again. 2 over power play to finish the innings. Carves this backward of point, and I think he'll decline the run here. He will. Not going to give it up on the first ball of the over. Picked out the fielder in the deep. Interestingly enough, he's just equaled the lowest balls an opener has ever faced in a T20 after carrying the bat when there's been the full quota of overs. 35 balls from Bahrain. Prashan Karuk, according to Cricinfo. So he'll surpass that. Comes this one. How will he take the single? No, declines it again. Good bowling from Ellis. Bowling well to his field. Tell you what, I don't know about anyone else, but anyone that's watching the Fox coverage of these matches, this Fox Ray, absolutely magnificent statistics, but absolutely useless to Joe Public. Trapped in there, and that's the end of Abhishek Sharma. That'll be essentially the end of India. They're 9 for 125 with 9 balls to face. Great work, Xavier Ellis. Well done, Abhishek Sharma. Faced 68 balls. Needed more of the strike. He's going to review it, but unless he got some bat on that, that is absolutely plumb. Beautiful Yorker right on leg stump, I think. Definitely no bat involved. Hits the front pad on the inside. He's well across the line, but that is going on to middle. Yeah, the leg side of the middle stump. And Abhishek Sharma departs for 68. A well-made 68 in tough conditions. And India just 1 wicket in hand. You wonder if they'll even get to the end of their innings. Jasprit Bumrah comes out. He'll very much have an eye on the bowling innings, you would have thought. Hearty applause around the MCG from the Indian fans. And the main reason that this Indian scoreboard has any volume about it is because of that man that just departed, Abhishek Sharma. His partnership with Harshit Rana was a big key. They're essentially responsible for 80-odd% of the runs as Ellis comes into Bumrah. Bumrah tries to step across the line, just drop and run. It's going to be a run out because Varun Chakravarthi just said, no, I'm not running. That is absolutely diabolical way to finish. India all out for 125, and you have to feel that is not going to be enough. Bumrah here, I think he did the right thing, and Varun Chakravarthi just said no. Bumrah left absolutely stranded. They needed the runs. Varun Chakravarthi just wanted to stand at the non-strikers end and watch the match. That is well short for India. Jasprit Bumrah racing straight off because he knows he's going to have about 10 minutes till he needs to get into the action. Be interesting to see what comes of that slow over 8. But let's have a run through the scoreboard. Shubman Gill was the first to fall. 1 for 20. Caught Mitch Marsh, bowled Josh Hazlewood for 5 off 10 deliveries. And that was emblematic of what was wrong with this Indian innings. Next to fall, Sanju Samson, 2 for 2 off 4 deliveries, trapped in front by Nathan Ellis. And they were 2 for 23. Another over later, Surya Kumar Yadav was caught after being dropped the ball before by Josh Inglis for the bowling of Josh Hazlewood. He went for 1 off 4 deliveries. And then 2 balls later, for a duck off 2 deliveries, Tilak Varma, the number 3 ranked T20 batsman, was back to the sheds. Also caught by Inglis running around and taking a catch in the gully off the bowling of Josh Hazlewood. Next to 4 was Axar Patel, who was run out in a pretty poor bit of running, realistically, by Tim David from the boundary with the help of Josh Inglis for 7 off 12 deliveries. And that partnership came together, a 60-run partnership between Harshit Rana and Abhishek Sharma before Rana was out 35 off 33. Caught on the boundary by Tim David, trying to get hold of Xavier Bartlett after going for 6, the only couple of balls before. And then that's where it really started to go downhill quickly because that was 6 for 105 and they ended up all out for 125. There was 4 more for 20 runs. Shivam Dubey was caught by Inglis, a well-taken catch, feathered down and caught out diving 4 off 2 deliveries after hitting his first ball for 4. Kuldeep Yadav then went next, 8 for 110. He didn't manage to register a score, none off 6 balls, a 6-ball duck. And then Jasprit Bumrah, of course, Abhishek Shah was the next to fall, trapped in front by Nathan Ellis when he's trying to get going. 68 off 37, a fairly strong knock all in all. 8 4s, 2 6s. They only actually found the rope 15 times, India in total, and he had 10 of them. It was emblematic of it all. And then, as I said, Jasprit Bumrah was run out by Nathan Ellis, who's in a little bit of everything. 125 all out with 8 deliveries still to come from India. Your field's left it well short. Josh Hazel, the pick of the bowlers, 3 for 13 from his 4. Nathan Ellis, 2 for 21 from 3.4. Xavier Bartlett, 2 for 39 from 4. Marcus Stoinis, 1 for 24 from 4. Mitch Owen, none for 13 from his 1 over. Matt Kuhneman, none for 14 from his 2 overs. And obviously, we had the 2 run-outs taken as well. A lot to leave, a lot to ask of the Indian bowling attack now. They do have some absolute stars in that bowling attack. We've seen what Harshit Rana can do. Jasprit Bumrah, a gun as well. Kuldeep Yadav, plenty of talent. So it's going to be interesting. India, a lot of work to do. Australia, their batting lineup needs to get in and get going on this pitch. But it hasn't been easy so far. We'll take a short break. We'll rejoin you a little bit later on, probably in about 10 minutes or so, I'd say, with the second innings of this second T20 International between Australia and India from the MCG. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Chris McPherson Show's live watch-along. Australia versus India. Australia going to be chasing 126 as their target. I'll update our scoreboard in just a moment. Just having a few technical moments and challenges, but we'll be there any second now. Well, hopefully you're enjoying what you've seen so far. It'd be tough if you're an Indian fan, I would have thought. Mitch Marsh, Travis Head to open the batting. All right, we are all set. The Aussies chasing 126. And we have things all up and rolling for you. Will be, unsurprisingly, Jasper at Bumrah. That awkward release point that just cramps and gives the batters a little bit less time, a little bit rushed. He's got a wonderful swing with the new ball. He's got plenty of variety, great Yorkers. He can bowl up top in the death overs. Plenty of options. Let us know if you're tuning in how quickly you think Australia can chase this down, or if they can't chase it down. If you think India are still in a good position here, it'll be interesting to see if someone can make that argument. But for now, it will be Jasper Bumrah to Mitch Marsh. And we are all set. Bumrah coming in. Mitch Marsh leaves it outside the off stump. Wide run rate, just over a run a ball. Bumrah at the top of his mark again. Into Marsh. Back for length outside off. Just stabs it out towards deep third man. Gets off the mark, does Mitch Marsh, with his second ball faced. Australia are none for one. India could really do with something like some of Jasper Bumrah's best ever bowling. 3 for 7 his best. 96 T20 international wicket. So if you could grab a bag today, you could move on to the 100. Average of just 17.8. And here comes Travis Head. Plays inside the line. Another dot ball. Australia won't be in any great rush. I want to be patient here. Great to have you all tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you haven't already, love it if you'd hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the T20 International Series. Game 2 of 5 tonight. A few more live watch-alongs over the coming days. Sunday night, again, we'll have a cricket. Myself and Nathan Price will be on board. Nice little single there to Travis Head. Gets him off the mark. Doubles Australia's tally. 4 balls gone. 2 runs on the board. No wickets. Boomer in again. It's time to Marsh. Watchful just sees it away outside the off stump with a leave. Boomer in again. You feel Australia certainly the stronger of these two sides at the moment, in the better position anyway. Marsh, that was ugly. He didn't know where it went. Ended up with a French square cut. They'll come back and they'll take 2 for that, and that adds a bit of respectability. 4 from the over. Marsh, 3 from 4 deliveries. Head, 1 from 2 deliveries. Good first over from Jasprit Bumrah. He's going to need every bit of his wiliness and economy and everything else he can call on. Now to be the man who was the second highest run scorer for the Indians today. Harshit Rana to come in and bowl. He'll open from the other end. They like to use the angles here, especially right-handers. That was a good heavy ball. What's he got here? Rana in. Outside off. Cut away, but well fielded there by Abhishek Sharma. Dot ball. He's pushed out in front of square there, and Sharma easily dealt with it from head. Now Rana in again. There he comes. Harshit Rana into Travis Head. Hacks at it, gets a big thick edge. He's gone hard at it. 2 bounces, and that'll skip away through the slip cordon, over the slip cordon. First boundary for the Aussies comes from the bat of Travis Head. They move on to none for 8. Wasn't exactly textbook, but he went with intent. Got a big thick edge, big thick piece of it. Just flew away over what would probably be third slip, second to third slip. And raced away for 4. Whatever was in danger of being caught. And Harshit comes in again. A fuller delivery this time. Bit of swing, and Head just steers it out through backward point for a single. Travis Head surprisingly yet to have a T20 International century to his name. Won't be doing it today, you wouldn't think. I need another 117 runs, and he'd need 94 of those. Mitch Marsh on the cusp of a milestone in his 78th T20 match. Drives it out to a wide mid-off. Dot ball. Mid-off just came around a couple of steps to his left to retrieve that one. Good crowd in at the MCG tonight, along with the customary flock of seagulls. Our runner into marsh again, the captain on strike. He paddles that just behind square for a nice easy single, and that will bring up 2,000 runs in T20 Internationals for Mitchell Marsh. And it'll move Australia into double digits with one ball to come in the second over. Not bad, an average of 33.3. Strikes at 140, Mitch Marsh. The reason he is the captain. Hello, Snap Meme, you're back. Yeah, you're right. Jamal Rodriguez did get 127 runs yesterday, but the whole men's team couldn't get too short of that, as Travis Head pushes that out to the mid-off region for a single of his own to end the over. Yeah, disappointing display. Well, when Harshit Rana is your second best batter in only his second batting innings in a T20 International, leaves a lot to be desired. I can't imagine you're too confident for tonight, but how confident are you for Sunday's game in the women's match? South Africa in their first final in the Women's World Cup, one-dayers. India in their third final. They've lost two finals before, so they know how to get there. They just haven't managed to win it. Either way, we'll have a first-time winner. That's the exciting thing for the neutral. You're probably not going to love me, Snap Meme, but I'm kind of backing the Laura Woolvart piece. She is a key wicket. The Indians got probably more threats, I think, as Boomerang comes into Travis Head. Travis Head gets a straight one, drives it down through the air, one bounce, just short of the rope. Straightish mid-wicket area, and he will move into double figures himself. Travis Head on to 11. Australia moves on to 15. It's a beautiful stroke. It's literally half a metre short of being 6. He barely put anything on it, just pure timing. It was full. Boomerang comes in again. Travis Head, shorter ball. This time just pushed around the corner on the leg side. The fielder looks like he'll cut this off. Will they get back for a third? No, they decide not to test his arm. The throw a little bit wayward. But nonetheless, 2 runs for Travis Head. He moves on to 13. Australia, none for 17. Yeah, Snap Meme, how do you like the shape up of the final? Are you confident in India? Harmanpreet, Jemima, Smriti Mandana. Boomerang into Head again. Needs to tighten it up. Good length, but Head just feathers it through the gap. Doesn't get a lot on it, so it'll probably be tracked down again, and they'll get back for 2. No, they get back for 3. Well run in the end. Travis Head moves on to 16. Australia up to 20. Wide run rate almost down to right on 6. Australia need 106 runs from 105 balls. Boomerang again. Marsh just leaves it. Takes a weird deviation off the pitch and beats Sampson. That's 4 byes. That does not help the cause. That just really deviated off the surface. Marsh left it. It wasn't far away from the top of his off stump. Sampson did get a ham to it, but couldn't reel it in. It's an expensive over. 13 from the over. Still 2 balls to come. Marsh now. Facing out to Bumrah. This time, trails down the leg side. And that'll be 5 wides. Oh, my goodness. This is a absolute nightmare of an over when you're only defending a small target. This will be enough to cruel some Indian fans. You couldn't blame if you're an Indian fan. If you decided that, despite the fact it is only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that you might want to go to bed, I wouldn't blame you right now. This has been an absolute nightmare. 18 off the over, still 2 balls to come. Short ball, that was a better direction. Gets the dot ball. Tries to right the ship, does Jasprit Bumrah. Final ball of the over. Oh, that goes through Mitch Marsh. Half appeal. Don't think he got anything on it. They're not going to review it. Marsh breathes a sigh of relief, and that ends the 3rd over. 23 just clipped his back leg on the pants, well clear of the stumps. Mitch Marsh just struggling getting going. Head's been a bit more aggressive. 4 from 9 for Marsh, 16 from 9 for Travis Head. He's found the boundary a couple of times. Now Harsh at Rana comes in. They need 97 from 102 balls. Rana into Head. What can he do here? The Aussies got places to beat. They want to move this along. I think time will tell. Rana into Travis Head. Full ball. Travis Head just takes a knee and smacks that over the boundary at square leg. That'll be 6 runs. Head moves on to 22. Australia are rocketing away here. They are none for 35. Off 3.1 overs. Put it in perspective, India, by the time they got to 35, were already 4 wickets down. And they're almost 5 overs through. So Australia well in front here. It has a big hack at that one. That's just a dot ball, though. Misses, doesn't connect with anything. Good news, though, for Australia is their run rate required is just 5.46 at the moment. Plenty of height on that 6, Travis Head, but just cleared the rope. Rana coming into Head again. What can he do here? India need to tighten things up. That's not tight. Again, he squeezes this one, gets an outside edge. Fortunate. And takes 4 through the slips again. Moves on to 26. Australia none for 39. 3.3 overs gone. And it's been called a no ball. Oh my word. Things going from bad to worse for the Indians. No ball. And a free hit. Oh dear, yeah. Whole foot in front of the line. It's getting costly for India. Rana into Head again on the free hit. He'll absolutely throw the kitchen sink at this, you'd think. Short ball. He hooks it. Beats the fielder. There's a sweeper out there, though. So we'll just pick up the 1. He'll move on to 27. Australia move on to 41 now after 3.3. This has been far from an ideal start for India. Defending a low total. Australia a third of the way there already, and we're 3.5 overs gone. 10 extras so far. A no ball, 4 byes, and 5 wides. Not ideal is the understatement, I think. Now Marsh. Oh, he gets in on the action too. He hooks that. That's 6 runs. That is deep into the second tier. That is big from the captain. He's off to a slow start, but he's into it now. He's 10 from 10. Australia racing along here. Dear, oh dear. You wouldn't want to be an Indian cricket fan right now. It might have been nice last night when the women broke the world record one-day chase. But it's back to reality tonight. As the Indian batting lineup collapsed, and now the bowling is falling apart. 18 off this over with 2 balls to come. The last over went for 18 as well. Now into Marsh. He has another hack at this one. I don't think he's got all of that, but it will bounce and just plug in the outfield. They'll come back for at least 2. They will just take 2. They'll jog through for 2. Mitch Marsh onto 12. Australia onto 49. They are not mucking about, the Aussies. Might be an early night for us all. We appreciate those of you who are tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. Dejected faces in the field already for India. They need a breakthrough here. Big air swing from Mitch Marsh. He misses everything. That'll be the end of the 4th over. Australia at none for 49. Mitch Marsh 12 from 12. Travis Head 27 from 13. And it's been a flying start for the Aussies. It's been helped by some errant Indian bowling. Sometimes it's just not your day. That 6 from Mitch Marsh before measured 124 metres, they think. Again, I say they think. I'll tell you that it's accurate, but it's only as good as it is. What are we going to see here? We're going to see a change in bowling. Yeah, we're going to see Varun Chakravarthi come on. The man who didn't want to take a single at the end. Australia need 77 runs from 96 balls, 4.8 and over. So India going to spin. He can bowl off breaks, leg spin, doosras. He's got it all. Chakravarthi. He's the number 1 ranked bowler in T20 cricket at the moment. There he is, the off spinner, and Head will take the single. I think they'll just try and see off this unless there's a loose ball. That brings up the 50 though off 4.1 overs. Just punching it down to long off from Travis Head. Now Mitch Marsh. Chakravarthi, an average of 15.6 with the ball. That is quite phenomenal. Again, just a little bit of an off spinner there. Another single for Marsh. Just keep turning the strike over here and keep chipping down this total. It bodes well for Australia. Yeah, just looking at Varun Chakravarthi, similar to the batting T20 rankings, he is 90 ranking points clear of the second best, which is Akil Hussain. Top bowlers, all spinners, and that is well taken out there. Tilak Varma, I thought he'd carried it over for 6, but Head is caught in the deep. India get their first breakthrough. Travis Head departs for 28 from 15 deliveries. Great catch down at long off. Tilak Varma Wonderful fielding. And need a few more pieces like that. Managed to get both hands to it. Realise he's going over the boundary. Gets a foot down, throws it back in. Both feet over, both feet back in. Settles and takes it cleanly. Loses his hat so he can show off that luscious head of hair. And away he goes. I'll just review that, but Travis Head will be on his way. First wicket down at 51 runs. Australia off to a flying start. Travis Head heads back to the sheds. Josh Inglis will be in at number 3. Wonderful fielding out there by Tilak Varma. Varun Chakravarthi as his middle order batsman to thank. Chakravarthi into Inglis now. Inglis comes in with an average of 30.28, a high score of 110. Oh, awkwardly defended there. Defended onto his own pad. Wasn't exactly conventional, but nonetheless, does work. Happy to use scoops and sweeps and play around the corners here, Inglis. We'll see what he does against the spinners. There he goes with a bit of a hack sweep. Picks out the man at short, fine leg. Another dot ball. Good over from Chakravarthi just to bring things back under control. 2 runs and a wicket from it so far. 1 ball to come. And he comes. Just off the hip, and Inglis has an air swing at it. The keeper couldn't retain it, but that'll be a top ball. Great over. Just the 2 from it. Australia 1 for 51 from the first 5 overs. 1 over to come in the power play. Australia needing just 5 and over from here. That's lifted up a little, but still reasonably comfortable, you'd think. Let's talk of a possible catch there off that last ball. It just came off the pants of Inglis. He had an air swing at it with the bat. Now Mitch Marsh, does he become the accelerator here? Harshit Rana back on for 3rd over, it looks like. Oh, it's Bumrah. Marsh just paddles that from the offside around onto the leg side, takes a single, keeps the strike rotating. Moves it on to 52. Well in control here, Australia. They just need to be smart about it. Resorting to golf summed it up before when he said it was trouble for India. That's during the back end of the batting innings. Look like they're heading in the right direction now, though, but it might be too little too late. Bumrah comes in again to Inglis. Inglis plays and misses. Nice ball, just a bit of shape away. Crucial dot ball. Sort of tempted. Inglis into a drive, but didn't happen. In again. Bumrah coming in. 3rd ball of his over. Inglis takes a swat at it. Trickles down to deep 3rd man, and he gets off the mark, Josh Inglis. Moves on to 1. Australia 1 for 53 off 5.3. 3 balls remaining in the power play. Jasprit Bumrah bowling his 3rd over. Into Mitch Marsh, the captain now. Marsh just decides to dab and run, just drops it down on the leg side, in close to the pitch. Gets another run. Moves himself to 15. Australia moved to 1 for 54. It's been a good finish to the power play. Just 5 runs and a wicket off the last 10 deliveries. Just jumping on for the first time, make sure you hit subscribe down below. You can hit the bell to get notifications as well. We'll be doing coverage of all 5 of the T20 internationals between Australia and India. The second one tonight from the MCG as Inglis goes aerial. It's going to plug safely in the outfield, and they'll come back for, I would suggest, 2. And Josh Inglis will move on to 3 runs. Australia now need just 70 runs from here, from 85 deliveries. Plenty of space out there behind square on the leg side, and Inglis just pops it out there. It plugs in the outfield. He'll now face the last ball of the power play. Tries the scoop shot. Not on. Can't get hold of it. And it'll be 56 from the power play for Australia. Inglis 3 not out. Marsh 15 not out. Now to see how India go about trying to maintain the pressure, maintain the rage. Certainly going to be interesting. Australia almost halfway to the target. 14 overs to come. It's the 1 wicket in the shed. Travis Head got things going and then fell. Wonderful take from Tilak Varma. Varun Chakravarthi will start this next over. Mitch Marsh just pushes it out outside the circle. The outfield's slow. They're going to take 2. They'll take on the arm. Good decision. Marsh gets 2. Back easily. Moves on to 17. Nicely eased through the covers there for 2. Over into Marsh again. Full on the stumps, and he just paddles that leg side. There's no one there. They will come around. And again, they'll come back for 2. Australia move on to 1 for 60. Then Marsh goes aerial down the ground as straight as you can hit it. Hits the side screen, and that's 6 runs. There'll be no fielding that. Tilak Varma watches it go over his head. Wonderful second 6 from Mitch Marsh. Takes him to 25. Takes Australia past halfway to the target. After just 6.3 overs, they're 1 for 66. On and long off, could only just watch that go well over their heads. It hits the sight screen. They're 80% of the way up, and now Australia need just 60 runs to win from 81 deliveries at a run rate of 4.5. Marsh tries to cut that one behind point, but he can't get there. Dot ball. Marsh again. Just pushes this down to mid-on. Long on will come racing in. Pick it up just outside the circle. Another run. 1 ball to come in the over. Inglis will now be on strike. Plenty of batting still to come. Joe and Tim David. Sitting there waiting to go. Dot ball to finish the over. Seven overs gone. Australia 1 for 67. What a wonderful six that was in that over from Mitch Marsh. Down the ground, long, powerful. As straight as you like, almost the centre of the sight screen in the end, at the northern end of the MCG. We call the Yadav to come on now. Mitch Marsh on strike. Mitch Marsh goes aerial. Has he got enough of it? Won't matter, he's beaten the fielder. It plugs and just skips onto the rope. Australia move on to 71. Mitch Marsh is in a hurry. This be a matter of by how many wickets now. If you are watching along the scorecard on Crick Info too, they're having some real issues with the scoring. They've got the batsmen around the wrong way, so it's all sorts. I'll get that fixed up as Marsh goes again. This time it's all the way. 6 more runs. He is absolutely blasting. 36 now. Australia moved to 77. Less than 50 that required. They've got a long time to get these runs now. 49 from 76 balls. They need 3.86 and over. I don't know if India can find a way to slow them down. So if you're just joining and you're an Indian fan, it's not a good night. Beautiful, flat, hard pull from Mitch Marsh for 6 there. His third 6 of the innings. He moves on to 36. "22 deliveries. Took him a little while to get going, but he's well and truly going now, I think it's fair to say. Paddles again. Again, the gap. 2 bounces, another 4 runs. This is just too easy for Mitch Marsh. Varun Chakravarti is feeling his wrath. He has gone for 14 off 3 deliveries here. Australia now 1 for 81. Wide outside the off stump. Don't think that'll be called. Sorry, it's called Yadav, not Chakravarti. I sold him up the river there. Dot ball. Certainly taken a liking to Yadav. We'll deep in again. Marsh winds up, tries to go long. He hasn't got all of this, but it's still enough. Another 6 runs. My goodness. That is a big flat hit considering he didn't get all of it. He's quickly knocking on the door of a half century. Moves to 46. He's just trying to end the game. Australia 1 for 87. They need 40 runs to win from here. 39 actually. 73 balls at just over 3 and over. Captain Yadav to Yadav, just trying to have a chat. So Yakuma Yadav to Kuldeep Yadav. How do you come back from here? 20 from 5 deliveries this over. Mitch Marsh, an experienced player that you're bowling to in his 77th T20 National, his 73rd at bat. He gets under this one. That could be trouble though. He hasn't got it. up in the air, and that's taken. Abhishek Sharma is the man, and Marsh will fall short of a half century. He's picked out long off. Sharma coming in. Australia now 2 for 87. That's the ultimate response from Kuldeep after a bit of composure. But Marsh has done the damage. He's out for 46. I thought he'd gotten hold of it, might have gotten just enough on that and found another boundary. And he'll depart for 46. 2 4s, 4 6s. Wonderful batting effort from the captain. I feel like that's enough to take it beyond question for the Aussies. Take some minor miracle now. JR, you give him nothing. Not happy that he fell short of 50. Weak innings by a weak captain. That's brutal. Anyway, we all have our opinions. I think he's batting that well. They should bring his brother Sean back. Bring the whole family. Rod, Jeff. Okay, that might be a bit morbid. Who was the other family member that played down in Tassie? There's another one. I'll think of his name in a little bit. Well, that's how I'll think of him. I'll use the Google machine. Daniel Marsh. That's it. I was thinking Dean. I knew it wasn't right. Daniel Marsh. Get them all back. Tim David into bat now. Inglis with the reverse sweep. Tim David out there. No hat, no helmet. He's ready to rock and roll. Well, it feels like a matter of how soon. 38 runs required, 71 balls. Just about what Tim David might want to do here. You think Mitch Marsh and Travis Headclear it's this man, and probably the next man to come in, he and Mitch Owen, if Mitch Owen is required. As India take all sorts of eons to sort their field out here, are they? What's happening? Oh, we're getting a helmet. Put a fielder in short. I feel like Varma's saying it's the wrong helmet. No, bad luck, mate. Let's go. Keep moving. Come on. This is supposed to be the short form of the game, guys. What's going on? First innings took too long because we kept changing gloves and things. Tim David's ready for a nap out there. Just trying to be as cool, calm, and composed. Doesn't fit over all his hair for Tilak Varma. What is going on? Surely they're not changing helmets. Got to get a bigger one. There we go. Right helmet. There we go. Helmet in the box. Was it unnecessary delay? See what I wouldn't want to be. Tim David's having a bit of a laugh with Tilak Varma. He is. Oh, I'm not even. Yeah. He's in nice and close now. Right under the lid. Well. That's Tim David. Nobody goes. The ship just walks away. Tim David, another one of the Aussies that averages over 30. T20 Nationals. How we're playing games, are we? Varun Chakravarthy abandons his run-up. Dear, oh dear. What nonsense. Move on with the game. Some of us would like to get to bed tonight. Thank you, lads. Here we go. Now we get a delivery. David just plays it back down the ground and he'll take a single. Just play it nice and straight, just on the offside of the pitch. Gets himself off the mark first ball. What a long time that was between deliveries. Now we'll move along. Chakravarthy in to Inglis. Inglis tries to have a go at it. Hits it straight enough that it beats the fielder, but it'll be picked up well inside the rope. Another single. Inglis moves on to 5. It's 10 deliveries. Wide runs down to 36. Chakravarthi to David now. What's he going to do here? Will he fire it in? A little bit quicker, maybe take some off it. Tim David's just defended. He shipped it back to the bowler. Tim David's gone for one off 2 deliveries. Another wicket falls. India just getting a little bit of a sniff. As easy as you like. He just tried to block that and it just popped up back to Varun Chakravarthi. And that's 2 wickets in 5 deliveries here for Australia. Need to be careful. Right off the top of the bat, off the sticker. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Three for 90 now. 8.4 overs gone. Still a long way to go. 68 deliveries to come. Australia need just 36 runs. It will be that man, Mitch Owen. Man who almost single-handedly won the domestic Big Bash title here in Australia, the T20 competition last year. Let's see what he can come up with here. First ball facing Varun Chakravarthi. Far from conventional. I don't even know if he got any bat on it in the end. He will get a run nonetheless. Well, Australia will get a run. Yeah, it was pretty ordinary. Just rotted forward got off the top of the bat, resorting to golf. Chakravarthi really seeming to trouble Australian bats. Probably the reason he's the number 1 T20 bowler, I'd suggest. Inglis has a real crack. He doesn't get hold of all of it, but he'll get at least one. Just one. He moves on to 6 from 11. That will be the end of the 9th over. Australia 3 for 92. Steering at home, the Aussies. $34 required. Maybe, just maybe. Well, we got an early-ish night the other night. Can they wrap this up shortly? He just scooped that toe of the bat up and it steered it exactly where he pointed his bat. Varun Chakravarthi couldn't believe his luck. Would you say resorting to golf that Sammy Constance' dismissal the other night was a little softer? Inglis with a reverse sweep off Kuldeep. They're taking a fancy to Kuldeep Yadav. That's another 4 runs. I think that might be Inglis's first boundary. It certainly is. Yeah, Sammy Constance in the Shield, leaving one that came back and took his middle peg. Don't know if that's softer or not. Kuldeep 1 for 24 off 1.1. And he comes again. Inglis gets down the crease, uses his feet. And the pitch, I should say, down the crease. I'll take a single. Moves on to 11. Australia now just need 29 from 64 balls. 2.7 required run rate. Speaking of the Sheffield Shield. The latest round wrapped up today. Western Australia got first innings points against South Australia, but Couldn't chase down 303 required. They ended up 6 for 195, chasing 303. As that one squeezed out on the offside, there's going to be a big chase down to the boundary. Will they get back for 3 here? No, just the 2 for Owen. The New South Wales Queensland match, it was drawn as well. New South Wales took bragging rights on the first innings. I guess you say both teams declared though after losing the first day. And then Victoria, the only team to chalk a win, managed to restrict Tasmania to 210, needing 355. So well done to the Vics getting a win. Australia knocking on the door of 100 runs here, 3 for 99 after 9.3. As we go through the malarkey of the helmets again. Jake Lehman, a first innings 96 for South Australia. Cameron Bancroft, a century for WA. Nathan McSweeney, a century. Plenty of starts. Henry Hunt, 84 for South Australia. Jason Sanger, 41. Jake Lehman, another 35. Liam Scott, 33. And Cam Bancroft and Cooper Connolly, centuries in the second innings for WA. Liam Scott got 3 wickets there. Brendan Doggett, 6 wickets in the first innings. And that's a big shot from Owen, but it's going to pick out the fielder on the first bounce, and he'll just get a single for it. Brings up the 100 for Australia. Plenty of runs on offer in the New South Wales-Queensland game. Centuries for Patterson and Smith in the first innings. 3 wickets for James Basley. And Jack Clayton got a century for Queensland. Marnus Labuschagne just 4. Liam Hatcher took 3 wickets. And not much to write home about, but Constance at least got a bit more of a start. 41 runs. Top scored in the second innings for New South Wales. And in the final match, see a few more go on the board for Australia. Come back to the Victoria-Tas match in a moment. One delivery to come in this over. To get to the midpoint, Australia needs just 23 runs. Mitch Owens absolutely skied this. If they get a field around there and it's been spilt, that's not going to help the cause. It's definitely not going to help the cause. I'll be disappointed with that. It was a tough one coming in at 100 miles an hour. 2 bodies coming towards it. Barun was one. Just rolled his fingers over it, took the pace off it. Tim Owen got underneath it. Fielder coming in, just couldn't get there in the end. A hesitation, a bit of confusion, not much communication. Australia breathe a sigh of relief. Get a single. Owen will maintain the strike, and at the midpoint of the innings, they need just 22 runs. Wasn't convincing, but a good over in the end. 12 off it in the 10th over. Varun Chakravarthy comes in. Attempted stumping, but Owen well in his crease. Dot ball. Just having a little review of this, making sure that his foot was back and grounded. Foot never came up. All good, all clear. As I was saying, that Vic Taz game, Peter Hanscom and Ollie Peake both fell just short of half centuries in the first innings of 256 for Victoria. 3 wickets for Riley Meredith, 3 for 37 from his 15, 3 for 63 for Gabe Bell as well. And Jake Doran batting down at 8. As Mitch Owen has a big swing at that. He must have got a little feather on it on the inside edge, and they'll come through for a single. Owen moves on to 6. Yeah, Jake Doran batting down at number 8, getting 73. Batting deep, Tasmania. Mitch Perry, 5 wickets in the first innings, 5 for 58 from 17.4. In the second innings, Campbell Kellogg, 147. Marcus Harris batting at 6, got 101 not out before they declared for 330 for 5. Riley Meredith again, 3 wickets, 3 for 87. They're going to review this LBW effort here. He gets some bat on. I don't think he did. It's hit the back leg. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. Mitch Owen. Tasmania. I'll come back here. Pitch impact in line. Mixing the wicket a little bit high and a little bit leg. Height the bigger issue. Probably would have still been umpire's call on line anyway. So they breathe a sigh of release. It will be a leg by, however. So Inglis now on strike. Fergus O'Neill, 4 for 54 to lead the cleanup of Tasmania for 210. Victoria getting the win there in the third of the Sheffield Shield matches of this round. Wide ball from Chakravarthy. Inglis chases. And it'll plug out to the outfield. There's not many fielders nearby. They'll come back for 2. Inglis is just jogging. Happy to take just the 2. Not in a big rush. Gets the target down under 20. Still 57 balls remaining. Now Inglis hacks that round through square leg. The deep square leg fielder picks it up one-handed on the first bounce. A single for the Aussies. And they move to 108 now, just needing 18 from here. $18 required, less than 2 and over. Just a matter of getting it done now. The interest level is certainly dwindling. I can feel you. This is all done and dusted. Owen has a big swing at that. He's only going to get a single for his efforts. Well, chipping away now. Get it done in a few shots from here if they wanted to. You feel like maybe the 13th or 14th over might be enough here. Chakravarthy will be done after this delivery. He's got 2 for 22 so far from his 3.5. Of course, if you're just joining us late in this game, Australia needing 16 now to win. As Inglis pushes that round the corner again for another single. That's the end of the 11th over. A big thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit subscribe so that you're kept up to date when we're coming along with our next watch-alongs. We'll be doing watch-alongs for games 3, 4 and 5. Next one, game 3 from Hobart on Sunday. Bellreeve Oval. Australia are going to that. You'd have to think with a 1-0 series lead after a washout in game 1, despite a good batting start from India. But the batting was pretty poor apart from Harshit Rahana and the leader in Abhishek Sharma. Sharma getting 50. And then a bit of a loose start for a couple of bowlers has really cruelled any chance of defending a really mediocre total of 125, 126, sorry. 125 was their total. As someone pointed out not long ago in the comments, it was Jemima Rodriguez for the Indian women last night in the one day. Got more runs than their whole men's team tonight. So a big thank you to those of you who have subscribed tonight. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the T20 Series. I'll dabble around the corner from Inglis. Will they get back for two? They will. 111 for three off 11.1. Inglis moves up to 20. No rush for the Aussies now. Cool deep in. Inglis can't get that away. Well down. Sampson appeals for it. He was well down the crease. He got a big stride down. Hard to call that one. Dot ball, couldn't get it away. Kuldeep will go back to the top of his mark. Goes again this time. Close, but outside leg you'd have to think. Owen tried to go for the run, but another dot ball. Yadav finding his range. Kumar Yadav's coming in to ask about the review. 1 second on the clock, and he does go for the DRS review. A little bit of late excitement. We see the delivery. It looks like it's just turning away. I think it's beaten the bat. It's got him on what would be his back leg as he backs away. Might be a bit of a question, but it hasn't gotten up a lot. Pitching in line, impact in line, wicket hitting. Inglis back to the pavilion. Australia lose a fourth. Certainly feels like a little bit too little too late, but you never know in cricket. It's a weird old game. It's a quicker ball. I thought it pitched just outside leg, but it was just on the line of leg stump. Great delivery. Quicker ball from Kuldeep Yadav. Sends Josh Inglis back for 20 off 20 deliveries. And Marcus Stoinis will come to the crease. Still some batting for Australia to come. They need just 14 from 51 deliveries. Let's make short work of this, Marcus, and everyone will be able to call it a night. That'll be wonderful. It's getting beyond my bedtime. Stoinis comes in to bat at 6. Now to have 2 for 34 from his 2.3 so far. Stoinis sometimes can take a little bit of time to get settled against spin, so it might be a chance for Yadav to grab a third. Yadav 88 wickets, an average of 13. Some good numbers. Just pops that over. The man, he wasn't quite a leg slip, but nonetheless, he'll get 2 runs there, Marcus Stoinis. Nice inventive way to get started. Australia just 12 runs acquired now. Yeah, to have 2 balls to come in his over. 12th over. Comes to Stoinis. Gets down the pitch. Aggressive. Doesn't get all of it though. He'll push it down to long on for another run. Australia just 11 required now. Yeah, they've asked the umpire for a cloth. Just joining us now, it's coming down to the end of it all. Owen on strike. Australia need 11 to win from here. Mitch Owen, no step, just blazes that over cow corner. That has nearly gone into the third tier. It's come down off the hoardings. And Mitch Owen's decided, I've had enough. Gets it down to within a single strike what Australia require. They are 4 for 121 at the end of the 12th over. That is a big hit. Brings to an end what had been a really solid over. Just joining us now too, we will be bringing you the other 3 T20s in this series with Watchalong. So make sure to hit subscribe down below. We'd really appreciate that. And you can hit the bell notification button there as well. That way you get notifications when we do go live. And also get notifications about all our other episodes. We dropped an episode earlier today recapping the Women's One-Day World Cup semi-finals. India got bragging rights early today over Australia with a world record chase after South Africa were the first side through to the final. India go back to their ace up their sleeve, Jasprit Bumrah, to bowl his 4th over. He's going to need to find something special here because Australia's got 8 overs to find 5 runs. Every little bit will count here. Just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from as well. Good to have you along on the Chris McPherson Show. Defended by Stoinis. Oh. Scoreboard just getting away from us there for a second. Bumrah at the top of his mark again. Coming into Stoinis. Short ball. Outside the off stump. Stoinis tries to pull it across the line. And just ends up playing it down. Out to a squarish mid-wicket for a single. 4 runs required now. Australia looking to get it done. Instead, we'll be back Sunday night to watch the 3rd T20. I should be joined by one of my co-hosts. I'd say we'll have Nathan Price along for that one. If this is enough cricket for you, there's a Bangladesh West Indies T20 starting shortly. As Mitch Owen just flat bats that down the ground, he'll get 2 runs. Bring it down to 2 required. Also Zimbabwe, Afghanistan T20. That'll be getting underway in about 4 minutes. And then in 3.5 hours, you've got Pakistan and South Africa in a T20. So there's more cricket than you can poke a stick at. That is for certain. Bumrah in again. An appeal. Oh. I don't know what happened there. Looked like he shook his head and then he's given Mitch Owen out. Mitch Owen's wondering what's going on. Doesn't know if he hit it. The umpire doesn't know if he hit it. The umpire looked to say no, and then just as Jasprit Bumrah was about to send it for a DRS review, the umpire gave it out. That's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. What is going on here? So they've reviewed. I don't think anyone's sure. Jasprit Bumrah scratching his head. The umpire scratching his head. Mitch Owen had to go and talk to Marcus Stoinis. Doesn't look like he's got any bat on it. The umpire looked like he was shaking his head. There is. It's just a little feather there. Just the tiniest of feathers, and Mitch Owen will be out. Jasprit Bumrah gets a wicket. 5th falls for Australia. in the 13th over, and Bumrah makes it 1 for 26 from his 3.4. Australia just need 2 to win from here. So interesting will be Matt Short now. Coming to bat at 7, quite low down the order for him. He's been known to open. As I was saying, though, plenty of cricket to come. New Zealand, England, another one-dayer tomorrow at lunchtime, Australian time as well. Plenty of domestic cricket happening all around the world as well. Here's Matt Short coming in. He'll be on strike. He could hit the winning runs here, Matt Short. Pakistan and South Africa will go again early hours of Sunday morning. And of course, into the next match in this series. And the Women's World Cup semi-final, and he's bowled him. Jasprit Bumrah, big in-swinger. Matt Short's gone for a dark. Bumrah is on a hat-trick. What a wonderful in-swinging Yorker from the big swing bowling Indian. He's almost unplayable at his best, and that was his absolute best. Wonderful in-swinger. Coming in, just takes the bottom of middle and leg stump. And Matt Short's on his way back to the pavilion, and he'll stick by the fact that I said he, number 7, not his natural position. Now Australia, surely they don't drop this from here. My goodness, it'd be some result. Tell you what, you won't want to go to bed early if that's the case. It's the faintest of hopes. Some of that loose bowling earlier could be the cost. Just seeing a replay there of the Mitch Owen decision. Some of the most hesitant umpiring I've ever seen. But oh my. Plenty of cricket to come, as I said. Xavier Bartlett comes in at number 8. We're into the, well, I think it's fair to say he's definitely, at best, a bowling all-rounder, Bartlett, with an emphasis on the bowling. He'll be on strike, trying to see out the hat-trick ball. Does Bumrah go the big in-swinging Yorker again? Oh, a little bit of a false start. It's got Bartlett in, Ellis, Kuhneman and Hazelwood to come. All of them can slap a shot, but no real, what you'd call, recognised batsman. Bartlett averages 5 in one-day internationals, 3.7 in T20s, 20 in first-class cricket, 16.5 in domestic T20 cricket. 16.5 gives you enough confidence that he knows what he's doing here. Just defends away. Happy to see off a dot ball. Wasn't really a threatening delivery for a hat-trick ball from Bumrah. I don't know whether he's going to try and go the double bluff or what he was going for there. That closes out the 13th over. Australia just needing 2 to win here. Marcus Stoinis will be on strike. Can he be the finisher? Who will India go to with the ball? Bumrah, Chakravarti and Yadav all have 2 wickets each. Will they go back to the spin of Yadav? Will they go to Harshit Rana, who's been quite expensive? Do they maybe go to Axar Patel? We haven't seen him yet. Maybe even Dubé. No, it will be Kuldeep Yadav, it looks like. They're going to bowl him out. Stick with the proven formula thus far. Yadav 2 for 43. He's been expensive, but he has got wickets. Stoinis knows it'll only take one swat from here. Could Kuldeep somehow get another breakthrough and take Stoinis and force the tail to fight here. Plenty of time left. 42 balls to come. 7 overs. Kuldeep Yadav comes in. He rolled his ankle. What's happened here? Another false start. It's been the night of false starts, changed gloves, and a lot of other nonsense. This game has taken so much longer than it should have. What is going on with these teams? Marcus Stoinis absolutely blowing up, and I don't blame him. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, Kuldeep Yadav's having a discussion with the umpire. So many delays. This match started 3 hours and 15 minutes ago, 3 hours and 20 minutes ago nearly. And we still have 7 scheduled overs to come, despite India being bowled out before the completion of their overs. Plays a sweep shot to a ball outside leg, just gets some bottom edge of the bat on that dot ball. But yeah, someone needs to take some action against these teams. They're taking too long. I'll stop my old man yells at cloud rant right now. Just joining us now with 2 runs remaining required for Australia. We'd love it if you hit subscribe and come along and join us again in 2 days' time for the 3rd T20 International. Also bring you the 4th and 5th ones next week. Looking forward to that. Plenty more watch-alongs on other sport as well happening. Now Stoinis pulls out. Now Yadav comes in. Will this be the final ball of the match? 2 runs required. Stoinis prods it out into the offside. They'll go hard. They'll get 2. Australia will win. Marcus Stoinis will be 6 not out. Xavier Bartlett will be unbeaten with red ink on 0. And finally, after innumerous delays, a poor batting display from India and a little bit of a late collapse from Australia, Australia limped their way home to win it by 4 wickets with 40 balls to spare. They take a 1-0 lead in this series. I'll recap the scorecard very quickly, the notable ones anyway. Won't go through everything. For India, in their innings, only 2 players reached double digits. Abhishek Sharma was the standout with 68 from 37. Just didn't get enough of the strike. He didn't fall until the 19th over. Just 1 ball before the end of their innings where Jasprit Bumrah was run out. Harshit Rana, a good all-round display as well. 35 from 33, helping out there. Josh Hazlewood was the pick of the bowlers. 3 for 13 from 4 for Australia. Xavier Bartlett, 2 wickets. Nathan Ellis, 2 wickets. And Marcus Stoinis, 1 wicket. They also used Mitchell Owen and Matt Kuhneman. For Australia, Travis Head got off to a flying start. He was the first to fall. 28 off 15. Mitch Marsh was the high bat with 46 off 26, falling 1 stroke short of 50. Josh Inglis got a double digit with 20. Mitch Owen, 14. And Jasprit Bumrah, 2 for 26. Varun Chakravarthi, 2 for 23, the pick of the bowlers. Kuldeep Yadav finished 2 for 45 from his 3.2. Harshit Rana went wicketless. It was Australia winning by 4 wickets with 40 balls to spare. The series now heads to Hobart on Sunday night, Australian time. We look forward to you joining us again then. But until then, well done to Australia. Good luck to all teams for the Women's World Cup final. India and South Africa tomorrow night. Tune in. It's going to be an absolute cracker. First time World Cup one-day winner we will have. Only 3 countries have won it before: Australia, New Zealand and England, and none of those in the final. A big thank you to all of you for tuning in. If you haven't already, we'd love it if you hit subscribe. And if you want to catch more of our content, follow us along on your favourite social media channels at The Chris Mack Show. Until next time, big thanks for tuning in to your home of the black and white of sport.